Hi everybody, Mature Simmer here. So I've reached out to Lumeric about getting Field 36. He's still here, so I am trying to get this done, hopefully before he heads out, so that I don't lose, I assume what will be a week that he'll be gone, where I don't have access to that field. So he tried to reach out to a realtor last night, didn't get a response, but this morning I got a message, unfortunately, before I had to step away, so I'm waiting for him to respond now that I've told him I'd be back around this time. And he had said it would be $1,030,000, so I need to deposit some of this money to get me there. So I'm going to deposit this amount, which will get me what I need. Okay. Well, now I'm confused because the way it worded it, it made it sound, okay, deposit from server 4, so that is what I need. So we'll see. I know it took a little bit last time when I tried to show the withdrawal. I've gone ahead and refreshed here, but it's still not showing. But I know when I deposited, say, the 600,000 in at that one point, that went ahead and appeared immediately in the server. So I'm assuming that that has happened. Like if I was to be in the server, which I'm not, that I likely would see my balance drop to basically 211,000 something. But I know I'm going to need that amount here. And if I don't, I can easily move it back into the game. So what I guess happens is that there's some probably script that has to run in the background to fully handle everything appropriately. So I'll be back once I have some more information. Alright, so I am here on server 4. Pilot needs his fields plowed. So I have told him I will be happy to do that. So I am doing that. So we will get this going. He's over there, obviously, I guess, applying some fertilizer. But he said he needs to go ahead and fertilize some of the other fields. So he's the green farm, so I need to get these done, and then potentially that one, but he needs to fertilize, but he also needs to fertilize 27, so I'm guessing he's heading up. But, well, I guess at this point, given what we have going on, it looks like he's fertilizing this, and assuming he can stay ahead of me, which he can, he's faster. But, in any event, I will do what I can. I don't know how much time I want to spend in here. Luckily, I did the other item I needed to do before this, early this morning, so good news is I can pivot. Because, yes, I was honestly not expecting to have any work today, so I was just planning, doing a lot of video editing, but that's done. Videos are uploading and so forth. I'm going to go ahead and just let this go there, because I know I was wiggling around a bit driving, because I was assuming I was going to create the headland and then go up and down, but given what he's doing, that's not going to work, because then I'd be going over areas he hasn't gone on yet. So I am waiting at this point for the answer from Lumeric. Now again, I gave him about a half-hour time period when I would be on, so maybe he just hasn't checked yet. He's waiting till the back end, but obviously we'll jump over to getting the field, because that's really the point of this episode, because it would be lovely to understand A, how that goes, but more importantly, to have it go. All right, but just a quick look over here. We now have 1,030,000 here. Now it has not updated the server balance on the screen, but the server balance here, I just wanted to check, is in fact updated. So again, there seems to be obviously a bit of lag there. It begs the question simply because of my technology background, not necessarily because I'm a nefarious individual, but I have to think like one, because for computer security, that's part of what you do, is figure out how can people exploit issues in a system. And so with a delay, I guess my question would be, I wonder if I was to submit another amount that exceeded that, and let's say I used the full 291,000, would it suddenly think I was okay? Or would it eventually work itself out and say, no, you can't do that? Because it seems that the delays could cause some potential exploits of someone who was trying to do that, to exploit the process. So what Pilot was sharing in the chat, normally I like to kind of cut those out so that people aren't, again, upset that, hey, things got posted and so forth, because there's obviously conversations we have about things that I don't talk about, perhaps, and, also I don't even know if the text would be really readable, especially if you're, like, viewing it on a phone. I'm sure it's pretty much useless, but for all the reasons that, like that, I take it out, but depending on how long I left it up or what you were able to discern, he basically said he was going to have AI plow his fields, but he knew I was probably looking for money, so he figured he'd offer it to me. So I thanked him for that, because money is good, as I said, and here I am. But he's estimating it might take 3 or 4 hours to plow all these fields, which seems reasonable. I've never plowed 25 and 24 together when I own them in FSN, but I'm pretty sure 24 is probably an hour and a half or so, and I think 25 is a little bit bigger, so you would then assume that it would be at least that long, and then you're already up to 3 hours. And then, of course, we have field 27 and 34. Now, I did plow 27. I don't remember if it was for Pilot, if it was on this server, or if it was on a different Hobos server, and that one did take a good hour as well, at least. So yeah, there could be a lot here, but I will do what I can until I decide I'm done, and or I want to do something else with my life. But for now, this is a good start, and it gets me moving along. So I am going to cut away at this point, and then I'll be back when I have something to share on the field. So I will see you in a bit. Alright, so I did about 2¼ hours of plowing for Pilot up north on my old fields, as you saw some of that. So decided I'd had enough. There's more to do, but I got 24 and 25 done. He said I could do more tonight if I wanted. We'll see. I mean, I'll see if they're still around. If they are, and I feel like it, I might. But at this point, I did get to chat with Lomeric, so I think we're in good shape. Basically, he let me know who I need to let know, so I sent them a note. So they're the realtor. And he said basically, like, you probably won't even be told that it's done. It's just next time you go in and look, you'll suddenly have that extra field. So that is my hope. But I got, the extra 18,000 for plowing. So I'm a little bit over the 1030 that I needed, but basically, this will probably be the first thing I can check before I even bother to go in, and then I can see transactions for my field, and we'll go from there. But I will do that once I'm updated, and at least let you know, and wrap up what we've got here, so at least you understand how the process works and what's involved. So I'll see you in a bit. So checking back here, so my balance is the plowing amount, And you can see there was a little bit of a hiccup here. So they did it on the wrong server at 5:30 and then refunded and then hopefully did it correctly. So I'm going into the server now. I came back home from being out this evening to several people panicking saying, they transferred my field, what's going on? So, but it looks like maybe they took care of it, but I responded to all those folks too. Alright, here we are on the server. Yay, it's the right field. So yeah, and I think because the farmland numbers match, maybe that's what worked. But yes, at least it appears to be correct. So I now am the proud owner of field 36 as well. So that is how a transaction works. So to summarize it again, he went in, he got an appraisal from a realtor. That realtor gave him the cost. He let me know what it was. We both needed to let the realtor know we wanted to go forward, and then the realtor goes ahead and makes the transaction. And obviously, hopefully, with a little less drama than this one went through with. But the good news is they took care of it and cleaned it all up, and over the course of 4 hours, 3.5 hours, everything got resolved. So, not too bad. But most importantly, I have this field in February, which means I'll be able to, if I have the ability, I'll be able to go ahead and work things in March. So that will be good. But with that, I'm going to wrap up this episode, and we'll cover anything that happens after that when I see you next time.